You know I do get some good ideas. Even if those ideas don't get me views, they are still good, right? One of those ideas I got like a year ago was what if instead of humans, cats ruled the world? Now you're probably thinking, ah, great, another story with cats on two legs, wearing suits and going to job and paying taxes. Just like you've probably seen in the indie show Lackadaisy. But the thing is, in Lackadaisy, cats are anthropomorphized heavily like they are basically humans, but with cat faces and tail and paws. But in real life, cats are obviously quadrupedals. So that's what I wanted. A cat society that is quadrupedal and still have their cat-like behavior. So I just scaled a normal house cat like twice its size and got this. Of course, I added some changes. Like it has larger paws and also a thumb claw. A larger brain capable of having common sense that people these days don't. A throat anatomy that makes it able to produce more sounds rather than just meows. So in the story, over time humanity disappeared. Nature took over first. Then slowly cat civilization began to form, though they weren't as prominent as humans. But they were still there. The new dominant species. They fought wars. They spread across the globe and even colonized the Americas. Now we arrive to the current era, the era of agricism. The year is 924, at least according to cats, who have the same calendar as us but with different year. So the protagonists of the story lives in the country of Zorbal, more specifically in this area, which is called the state of Bastiana. The first protagonist is Amber Zorbal. She is a brown tabby female cat with white muzzle and white underbelly and reddish-brown eyes. Amber was born into a poor Ea fisher cat family. Also, here's a little fun fact. In Zorbal, black upside-down leaf is considered bad luck. Now, what would have Amber's parents thought of when their kitten was born with an upside-down black leaf on her paw pad? Not only that, when Amber's mother, whose name is Wernus Denzel, was being carried to the hospital when she was giving birth, was forced to give birth on the roadside due to heavy rain, in which Amber's sister died because she was stillborn. When her birthmark was discovered a day after she was born, her father Gion convinced her mother to keep Amber. But and the next day her father died of a stroke, and since Wernus lived in her husband's joint family house, she was kicked out along with Amber, as they framed her as cursed. Due to all this event, Amber was blamed by her mother, and you know how she would have grown up. That was 10 years ago, meaning that Amber was born on 12 November 914. The next protagonist is Ashwin Fruem. Unlike Amber, this guy was born into a rich family. Like his mother, Merchan Fruem own a port and earns 54,000 ancuras. Ancura is the official currency of Zorbal. Ashwin's father, Urhim Fruem, is a guardian. Guardians are the police in this story. Ashwin was born on 24 April 914, so he is a bit older Amber. One day after he came from school, ate food and went to take a nap, he woke up during the evening and found out that his parents had left him alone, possibly to go shopping. He heard something coming out of a bush by the neighbor's house. The front door was locked, so he jumped down from the window and went to investigate. Now, on that same day, Amber came from school late and soaked, only to find the doors of her house opened. Inside, there was blood. The painting of her mother and father was also cracked and items were scattered around. The blood trail led to her room. Entering the room, she saw her mother had been stabbed in the neck, but before she could process that information, she noticed that there are 2 more cats in the house. She began to run, but a glass shard got stuck in her paw, so she had to rip it out, and then she ran into the forest while those 2 cats followed her. After a while, she reached a town called Portank, where those 2 cats caught up with her. But fortunately for her, the humble Ashwin was there to distract them while she escaped. However, Ashwin followed her, and that's how they met. Now, I want to say that this story won't be an animated series. Instead, I might turn it into a comic if I have time, but if I don't, I'll turn it into a book series. Thank you.